grew up not having much of anything and got teased, got bullied as a young woman, and sometimes even as a grown woman, some things still traumatize you from your childhood. So because she grew up struggling, because she wasn't able to have all the finer things in life, that's the reason why she feels the need as a grown woman to rock all these designer labels and stuff like that, and at the end of the day, she's probably struggling just as much as you, but she's learned how to play the system, whether if that means stealing stealing or boosting to get those things, or she may be one of those that just love to work hard for the finest things in life. Because I know some black women who work their ass off to get the stuff they get. Had nothing to do with no child support, got nothing to do with their husband or somebody spoiling them. I know some women who got the black women who got some nice shit, and they got nothing to do with somebody handed it to them, or they got knocked up by a football player or a rapper to get it. Some women, some black women are just not on that level because they done been through too much with men to ever have to want to put themselves in a position to have to depend on one. So with that being said is, black women, we are very judgmental of each other. We really, really are. It's bad enough that society is already oppressing us, and then we are making matters worse by oppressing one another. Okay, because everything, the way the world perceives us, we are making them correct. We are making it more believable. Every time I look on YouTube, I see a black woman screaming and acting her ass in Family Dollar because somebody rung up her purchase wrong, or you at Family Dollar with Dollar Tree, the dollar store, screaming or hollering at the cashier because she thought you took something, or because she missed a rung up another 50 cent extra. You screaming or hollering like you at the freaking Carl Ritzen or something, like you at one of them high price stores, like they charge you another $50-$60. You're like, you going ham, you going to the extreme, and you screaming or hollering in a dollar store over a simple purchase. And you know what people do? They pull out a camera, because guess what, black women, we have been known to be what's called characters. They see us as characters. They already know when we get mad about something, we gonna take it up a notch. And you know what they do? They pull out their camera phone and they get ready to go post it on YouTube, on Facebook. They make a mockery out of us. A lot of us are considered a joke. If the majority of y'all around here who thinking it's cute to whip out a camera every time you fighting somebody, you telling your girlfriend, girl, I'm gonna go cuss this man out, I'm gonna go cuss this broad out, I want you to put this, I want you to live stream this, follow me as I go to his house, as I go to her house, because I want you to live stream this, I'ma show this hoe, I'ma show this nigga I ain't forced to be reckoned with. Not realizing is you is embarrassing the hell out of yourself and everything that a black woman is supposed to represent. While you think it's cute and you think it's funny that people are liking and thumbing your videos because you're willing to act a ass and embarrass yourself to get some likes, and you thinking it's entertainment, it's really a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And what you're not realizing is the decisions you make now can come back and haunt you later, especially if you got daughters, especially if you got children and stuff, because you got to get a job. Child support ain't forever. Section 8, especially with Trump in office, that stuff you can't even depend on that stuff anymore. You are up here making all kind of decisions just to get some hype for the moment, and not even understanding that after the cameras is done rolling, you are considered as a big joke. People is laughing at you. Not laughing with you, ladies. They laughing at you. Okay? Black women, we need to do better. Okay? All this being extra on Facebook, you got to post 30, 40 selfies a day. I like to post some things too, but some of y'all are to the extreme. And I'm not even going to go on how some of y'all have made social media just a damn a news station, because y'all air each other's dirty laundry. You talk about your baby daddies, you talk about the women that's with your baby daddies, you talk about the girl who had your baby daddy, you talk about all of these things that should be personal. No one should even be knowing what you're going through like that. And why you think people are laughing with you, they laughing at you. You know, people like to get in your bed. People be thumbing you up not because they like what you're doing, or because they're giving you props. It's so much is the reason a lot of people do that, because it's their way of egging you on. They want you to keep putting more of your business out there. They want you to keep embarrassing yourself. So while you think you're getting all of these props and thinking you're going to become a social media star, what you're doing is you giving people extra information to go back and tell other people. Girl, did you see her Facebook page? I guess her and her baby daddy must have got into it again, because she airing him all on airing all his dirty laundry, not realizing that after you log off that post, you still gonna have to deal with the issues that's at hand. I mean, that's the bottom line. You got your likes and your recognition for the moment, but you still got to deal with your issues at hand. Black women need to do better. While we're so worried about these other races trying to destroy us down and tear us down, we are doing a great damn job of that ourselves. Point in case, I was on a job that I was working for with this particular young woman, and me and her became really good friends. She taught me a lot of ropes on the job, and me and her became really close. We were the only two colored females within our own department, and there was a lot of shadiness going on within this particular workplace, because there was a lot of cliques, and most of the cliques that was in this job facility were bleached. And what I mean by bleached, it was a lot of whites. A lot of whites had a lot of clout where we worked at. So we basically, our way of surviving was really just having each other's back, looking out for each other. She put me on with stuff, I put her on with stuff, and that's how we kind of survived. You know, we was like, we had a buddy system going. And outside of that job, we built a friendship. We started going out of town, doing all kind of girly things together. And I felt I can be comfortable with her, and that was really out of my element, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't care for being friends with black women. I just don't, you know, because there's so much undercover cattiness and shadiness and competitiveness. It's just a whole lot that I've experienced. I guess, you know, being in high school and middle school, I experienced a lot of I had a lot of unpleasant experiences with black women as far as friendship, but that's another story. But anyway, I'm grown now, learning to deal with it at a different angle. So I figured with this particular female, it wasn't going to be any issues, because I'm married and she's in a relationship. I got kids, she got kids. So I'm like, okay, we kind of on the same level, you know. So, you know, we became really good friends, and I just kind of noticed over time, it was things I started seeing about her that was kind of just rubbing me the wrong way. The fact that she was so boisterous about, you know, other black women, you know, always had, you know, something negative to say about other black women. Oh yeah, she thinks she this and she thinks she that, but yeah, I already know her business. I already know the only reason she got what she got because she's so and so and so and so and so and so. And I'll admit, I've been guilty of that too. You know, I've done it. It's something all black women do. We have this thing where we like to gossip and talk about each other, and I guess one of the things, because it makes us feel good. As long as we feel like it's somebody else doing worse, we feeling like we're not doing so bad, you know. So if I'm gonna tell on somebody else, I got to tell on myself. But over time, things, you know, the friendship started kind of dismantling, because I started seeing all kind of things about her that was turning me off. The main thing that was turning me off was when I would come to her and confide in her and tell her certain things, and I would give her, you know, I would inform her as to how I handled the situation. She would try to make me feel like, you know, the way I handled it wasn't that smart. You know, for example, that's like if you have a girlfriend that's coming to you and saying, honey, I'm having all kind of problems with my husband. Me and him ain't getting along right now. You know, I'm really thinking about, you know, leaving my relationship. And instead of her trying to encourage you and saying, well, girl, you know, whatever's going on, I'm sure it can't be that bad. Y'all can get past it. Try to work on it. You know, try to encourage you. I know that she would she would like pat me on my back and then stab me at the same time. Like she would say things like, girl, you good, honey, because if that was me, honey, I would have showed his ass. I would have did this. I would have did that. I would have showed him what time it was. You good, because see, I wouldn't have went there with that. But wait a minute. I'm not you, you not me. So why are you insulting what I do and how I do it? You know what I mean? You would jump off. You one of those chicks. You will jump off and flip off at the mouth at every little thing. That's not me. That's not how I operate. Just because I don't handle everything with a pit bull approach like you do. Why are you insulting me and trying to make me feel less than a woman because I'm not doing it the way you would do it? And I just kind of noticed she would kind of do that a lot, and I can also say it was kind of my fault because I kept kind of letting it slide instead of really addressing it and speaking my mind as to how I felt about it. But at the same time, you got people that tell you, if you got a problem with them, to keep it real. And if you got a problem with me, let me know if you got a problem with me. But at the same time, if you want people to keep it real with you, you got to be approachable. If people know you're the type of person you're going to fly off the handle as soon as they come to you with a problem, they're not going to feel comfortable approaching you. And I didn't approach her about it because I was scared of her. I just knew it would be a waste of time. Because I seen what she's done with others, and I seen what she's done with me. So I'm like, okay, if that's the way you want to roll, that's the way you want to roll. Well, everything has an ending because the straw finally broke the camel's back when she invited me to a function of hers. And long story short, she invited me on the pretense that, a relative of hers was going to take care of everything. Only thing that me and the other guests were responsible for was paying for our own, I call it beverages, which is understandable. Drinks are high. But other than that, she said everything else was going to be covered. We was going to, her family or whatever, significant other, was going to cover everybody's food. So I came there, met the rest of her guests. We all ate, had drinks, had a good time. Bill comes to the table. The relative that was supposed to pay for all of us to eat, coincidentally, can't find her credit card. You wait till after all of your guests ate for 2-3 hours. We sitting here done got fat, had to unzip our pants after eating so much shrimp and crabs or whatever. While the bill comes, you can't find your card. So she's helping her relative look for the credit card and all of that. And basically, her cousin, who was supposed to cover everybody, couldn't find her card. So basically, we all looking crazy now. So she borrows my phone and I guess to go to her mobile banking to transfer funds from one account to the next. So while I'm thinking she's going to go ahead and compensate and take care of everybody because her cousin left her card or whatever, she transferred the funds, and when a waiter comes to the table, she decides to just cover her and only her relative who was supposed to pay for all of us. So I'm like, really? That's how you do? How you invite all your guests that you already assured them last month you was going to pay for everything? Okay, so everybody ended up paying for everything, but it made me feel some type of way. And it wasn't about the money. It was the principle. It was the principle that if we are friends, you don't leave your friend hanging because you don't know what I had to go through to make it to your event. On my way going, I picked up a card and I bought her a glass of wine because I figured that's the least I could do. Her family's going to cover me to eat, so that's the least I could do. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the friendship went sour. I stopped dealing with her after that. And what ended up happening was, long story short, there was something me and her both was kind of doing undercoverly. Nobody knew, and we was kind of getting some benefits on the side. And basically, around the same time, because I'm not talking to her, I'm not dealing with her, my boss approaches me about this situation and tells me they're going to have to terminate me based on the information that was discovered. And in the back of my mind, I'm not crazy because I know exactly who gave them this information, because I don't talk to a lot of people. And that's the advantage, ladies. When you don't run your mouth to everybody, you can pinpoint how things about you or where they're coming from. So I knew exactly who it came from. So, I took it like a champ. I left the job or whatever, and because basically what had happened, they found documentation that only she and I knew about that was really against one of the rules on our job. And it wasn't nothing threatening as far as somebody getting hurt or something like that, but it was a violation. It was a policy on the job that we're not allowed to falsify certain type of documentations. And me and everybody on our job has bent the rules and did something. I'll be out there in a minute, Rissa. And we all have bent the rules and did something. But I knew where it came from, okay, when they presented it to me. So I got upset, about the termination and everything. Long story short, before I left, I told them, I said, look, I already know where this came from and I know who presented it to you, but I'm like this. If you're going to terminate me, you need to examine and also do your research on some other people in this department, because I'm not the only one who's not clean. So y'all do y'all math, and I left them with that, So basically, she ended up getting terminated 2-3 days later after me. Go figure. My point is this. We both was two successful black women. We already had to go through a lot to keep our positions there. So why for the life of me would you try to destroy another black woman who's fighting to get ahead like you are? Okay? So sometimes when you think you're hurting somebody, you may hurt them, but at the same time, you put bullseye on your back. And that's basically what happened in this case. You were so angry with me because I finally stopped dealing with you once I started catching on and seeing how you was as a person. And you decided to blow up my spot, and then turn around and your spot got blown. So we both lost out, okay? She been there every bit of 15-20 years. I only been there 6. So she lost way more out the deal than I did, just being nasty. And to this day, she tried to swear she had nothing to do with it, that it was something they found, and I'm not buying it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm just really not buying it, because the information they was given, there was just no way that was just discovered just like that. It took somebody presenting them with that type of information, okay? And even if she didn't do it directly, she did it indirectly. She probably did it in a way to where she tried to make it like her hands wasn't in it, but I knew her hands was involved. But anyway, this is my point. My point is, we have to be more cautious of one another than other races. And this is why I am telling black women, instead of y'all going off and getting offended because other people are saying black women this and black women that, y'all want to go on these vlogs and comment and throw all kind of middle finger emojis and all this other stuff, because black women, we cannot stand for other people to talk about us, but yet we do it with each other. We can't stand to see other races or other people insult us, but we do it with one another. So my thing is, why are we getting offended with other races when we always do it to one another anyway? Only way other people going to respect us for who we are is if we start respecting one another for who we are. And that's really the bottom line. Okay, you can't place all these high expectations and emphasis from other people when we're not even living up to it. Black women, we have to do better. Stop presenting yourself the way society already sees you. You don't have to always be loud. You don't always have to be rude. You don't always have to have an attitude. You don't always have to get followers on your page by fighting and fighting other black women, degrading other black women, or in many cases, a lot of us degrade ourselves without even doing it to each other. You showing half of your ass on Facebook, all these booty shots and everything. I mean, sometimes people not understanding, attention ain't always good. There's good attention, there's bad attention. But some of y'all are so blindsided that y'all want attention so bad, y'all don't even care if it's bad attention as long as you're getting attention. And then you want to get offended when you don't get the kind of attention you thought you was going to get. Instead of people thumbing you up, they insulting you and talking about you behind your back. And then a lot of you get mad and bitches need to stop my business. You posting stuff like that on Facebook, but then you're telling all your business. Where they do that at? You don't want people to have an opinion about how you look, how you carry yourself, and what you say, but yet you put it on public display and nobody's not supposed to have an opinion. And especially if it's an opinion that you don't like, that's the chance you take when you post stuff on social media. Everybody not going to thumb it up and everybody's not going to congratulate you. You got to be able to take the good with the bad, boo. My thing is this: black women, please do better. We got daughters. We got young black women that's coming behind us. When we're no longer here and it's their time to be where we are right now, we can't afford to leave this mess behind. This is the time to clean it up. I have a daughter that's 16 years old. I try not to put myself out there in a way to where she got to constantly defend herself. A lot of y'all kids are going to have to constantly defend themselves based on the way you have presented yourself as their mother. Seen a young black lady was very angry because a picture got out of her mother back in the day in Freaknik, who was bending it over and was spreading it. And when she bent over and spreaded her twat, it was a cop, a police officer, security officer. I don't know who he was, because back in the Freaknik days, everybody took pictures with everybody. That was the thing back then. And as she busting it open, he put his finger down there and he helped spread one part of it and helped her to spread it. And this young lady was so embarrassed about it, and she was begging people to remove pictures of this, of her mother. But again, her mother was young, wilding out, ain't thinking years down the line, my daughter may end up having an answer for this. And that's what happened. People was clowning her. She was so embarrassed because of this old picture from years ago that done got out. And people was making a mockery, and she was begging people to pull it down. And all you and I both know, when stuff hit Facebook, that's a done damn deal. That's permanent. You're not removing it anymore. I mean, that's just, you might as well take it to the grave with you. But with that being said, I have chatted enough. My video is almost going on 30 minutes. I really want black women to do better. There's so much more to us than Brazilian hair, nails, contacts, butt shots, whatever it is. Please start letting the world see the better side of you, not so much the bitter side of you, the ghetto fabulous you. Everybody ain't got to be on Front Street. You ain't got to always seek attention. Sometimes it's okay to be in the background. Everybody can't be Beyonce, okay? Everybody can't be the front lead. Sometimes you got to be a Kelly. You got to be a Michelle. Sometimes you got to sit in the background a little bit. We all can't be in the front, boo. Ain't nothing wrong with sitting in the back, because sometimes the more you push yourself out there, like Beyonce, because she's the lead singer, guess what? Most of her mistakes are noticed. Most of her issues, whatever goes on in her life, is more magnified compared to Kelly or Michelle. Nobody really looks at what they do because they've never been front and center. But the closer you get to being in the spotlight, like Pastor Jake says, the more you're in the spotlight, the more people will notice all the spots in your light. And that's the God's honest truth. So be careful how you present yourself and put yourself out there, because people are going to notice way more than what the hell you want them to notice. But anyway, I am going to sign off. It is your girl, Lady Mocha. Please share some comments on me. What do you feel, black women? What do you feel we can do to better ourselves, uplift one another, uplift each other? In the meantime, in between time, I'll be praying for all of you, and I pray that all of you be praying for me. Have a blessed one. Lady Mocha with Cafe de Paris signing off.